Hi there, I'm Dr. Mark Olson, and I've spent over 2 decades working with older adults, listening to their stories, understanding their struggles, and helping them live healthier, more comfortable lives. One of the most common questions I hear, and maybe you've wondered this too, is, how often should seniors take a bath or shower? Now, you might think, well, isn't it daily? That's what we've always been taught, right? But the truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. In fact, the best answer, it depends. It depends on your skin health, it depends on your mobility. It depends on medical conditions, personal habits, and even your daily routine. Let me ask you this, have you ever noticed how your skin feels drier as you get older? Maybe even itchy, especially in the winter. That's not your imagination. As we age, our skin produces less oil. It becomes thinner, more delicate, and more prone to dryness and irritation. Now imagine taking a hot shower every single day, using harsh soaps. Scrubbing like you used to in your 30s, it might feel refreshing at first, but over time, it can actually damage your skin, leading to discomfort, cracking, or even infections. So, maybe daily bathing isn't the best choice for everyone, especially in our later years. I remember one patient, Mr. Harold, who was 84 and still sharp as a tack. He told me, "Doc, I've taken a shower every morning for 60 years. I can't imagine skipping it." But he'd been dealing with dry, flaky skin and red patches on his arms. When I suggested he try bathing every 2 to 3 days instead, and focus more on gentle cleansing of certain key areas, well, after a few weeks, he came back and said, "Honestly, I feel better than I have in months. And I'm saving money on my water bill." In today's video, we're going to dive into how often older adults really need to bathe, what body areas should be cleaned daily, and which can wait, why overbathing can sometimes do more harm than good, and some simple alternatives to full-body showers, especially helpful if you or a loved one struggles with mobility, balance, or memory issues. And if you're a caregiver, this is especially important, because maintaining dignity and comfort for our aging loved ones isn't just about routines, it's about respect, safety, and compassion. So whether you're in your golden years yourself, or you're helping someone through theirs, I invite you to stay with me for this conversation. Let's break the myth that more is always better when it comes to bathing, and find a rhythm that actually works for the body you have today. Let's begin. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that your skin feels different as you get older? Maybe it's drier. Maybe it gets itchy more often, or maybe it just feels more sensitive than it used to. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Olson, and today, I want to talk with you about something that's often overlooked, how our skin changes with age, and what that means for how we care for it, especially when it comes to bathing. You see, as we grow older, our skin naturally becomes thinner and loses moisture more easily. It doesn't bounce back the way it used to, it becomes more fragile, and everyday things that never bothered us before, like long, hot showers or heavily scented soaps, can start to cause real problems. Let me tell you about Susan, one of my patients. She's 72 years old, full of energy, still gardens every weekend. But when she came to see me, her arms and legs were constantly red, itchy, and irritated. She told me, "Doc, I don't get it. I shower every day, just like I always have." And that was exactly the problem. What Susan didn't realize, and what many people don't know, is that frequent hot showers combined with soap can actually strip the natural oils from your skin. These oils are essential. They help protect our skin, keep it moisturized, and act like a natural barrier. But as we age, we produce less of those protective oils. So when we overcleanse, even with good intentions, we're often doing more harm than good. I recommended Susan try something different. Cut back to bathing every other day or even every third day. Use lukewarm water instead of hot, and switch to a fragrance-free, mild cleanser instead of her usual floral-scented soap. Within just a couple of weeks, her skin started healing. The redness faded, the itchiness stopped, and she told me, "Honestly, I feel more comfortable in my skin now than I have in years." That's the kind of difference a small change can make. So here's a question for you or maybe someone you care for. Are your bathing habits still working for your skin today, or are they stuck in what worked 30 years ago? Because your skin now may need a little more kindness, a little more care, and maybe a little less soap. If you or a loved one is over 60, consider this a gentle reminder. You don't need to bathe every day to be clean. Focus on cleaning key areas like underarms, groin, and feet. And always choose products that are gentle, unscented, and moisturizing. Bathing should leave you feeling refreshed, not raw. It's about honoring your body as it is now, not as it used to be. In the next part, we'll talk about how often you should actually bathe, and when less is truly more. So stay with me, your skin will thank you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt a little guilty for skipping a shower? Maybe you woke up, didn't feel dirty, but still thought, I probably should shower anyway, it's just what I've always done. Well, today, I want to gently challenge that idea. Hi there, I'm Dr. Mark Olson, and in this video, we're talking about something many people don't realize. As we age, our personal hygiene needs change. And that's not just okay, it's perfectly natural. You see, when we're younger, especially in our teens and 20s, our bodies are like oil factories. We sweat more, we produce more sebum, that natural oil our skin creates. So daily showers, often necessary. But here's the thing, as we grow older, into our 60s, 70s, 80s and beyond, that starts to change. Our bodies naturally sweat less, we produce less oil. And our skin becomes more delicate. So what does that mean for hygiene? It means that you may not need to shower every day to stay clean and healthy. Let me tell you about Jim. He's 75, a retired high school teacher, and one of my longtime patients. Jim used to shower every morning like clockwork. It was part of his routine for decades. But one day he said to me, "Doc, I'm not out there sweating like I used to. Some days I shower and my skin feels tight and itchy, and I didn't even feel dirty to begin with." So we talked it through. And guess what? Jim cut back his showers to every other day, sometimes even every third, and instead focused on fresh clothes, gentle soap, and cleaning the key areas like underarms, groin, and feet. Now, he feels great, his skin's happier. And he still feels just as fresh and confident. Here's an important tip many people overlook. Changing into clean clothes, especially underwear and socks, is one of the most effective ways to maintain personal hygiene. Think about it. Sweat and bacteria collect in clothing. Even if your body isn't dirty, wearing the same clothes for days can leave you feeling less fresh. So simply putting on clean clothes each day, or even twice a day in hot weather, can go a long way in keeping you clean without needing a full shower. Here's something to reflect on. Are we clinging to hygiene habits that were built for a younger body, not the one we live in now? The truth is, your body today has different needs than it did 30 or 40 years ago. And honoring those changes, instead of resisting them, is part of growing older with grace and wisdom. So here's what I recommend. If you're not sweating much and your skin feels dry or sensitive, try bathing every 2 to 3 days instead of daily. Focus on key hygiene areas during non-shower days with a gentle cloth and warm water. Always put on fresh underwear and socks daily, even if you're just relaxing at home. And most importantly, listen to your body. It will tell you what it needs if you pause and pay attention. Bathing isn't just about being clean. It's about feeling comfortable in your own skin, literally. So don't feel pressured to keep habits that no longer serve your health or your comfort. In our next segment, we'll explore the ideal bathing routine, when to bathe, what to use, and how to care for your skin the smart way. Until then, take care of yourself. And remember, healthy aging starts with understanding your body and giving it exactly what it needs, not what it used to need. Let's talk about something that might surprise you. We often think that more is better, more water, more soap, more showers equals better hygiene, right? But when it comes to bathing, especially as we age, more is not always better. Hi again, I'm Dr. Mark Olson, and in today's segment, we're diving into a topic that's often overlooked. The real risks of overbathing, especially for older adults. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How can a clean shower be harmful? Well, let me explain. As we age, our skin becomes thinner, drier, and more sensitive. And the outer layer of our skin, something called the skin barrier, is essential for keeping moisture in and harmful bacteria out. But when we bathe too often, especially with hot water and strong soaps, we can actually strip away that natural protective barrier. That's not just about feeling a little dry. It can lead to cracks, irritation, flaking, and even small wounds. And here's where it gets serious. Those little breaks in the skin. They can become entry points for infection, especially for older adults, whose immune systems may not bounce back as easily as before. Let me tell you about Ellen, one of my patients. She's 78 years old, full of life, and very active in her community. But a few months ago, she came in with painful cracks on her heels and redness on her legs. Turns out, she'd been bathing every single morning, using hot water and a strong antibacterial soap, thinking she was keeping herself extra clean. What she didn't realize was that this routine was damaging her skin's natural defenses. After just a few weeks of changing her routine, switching to lukewarm water, using a gentle cleanser, and bathing only every other day, her skin started to heal. No more cracking, no more infections, just comfort. But there's another layer to this you may not know. Our skin isn't just a protective shell, it's home to something truly fascinating, a living microbiome. That's right, your skin has beneficial bacteria that help defend you against harmful germs. And when you bathe too often, especially with harsh products, you can disrupt that balance, wiping out the good bacteria along with the bad. It's like clearing out an entire garden just to get rid of one weed. So if you're wondering, am I overdoing it? Here's a good rule of thumb. If your skin feels tight, itchy, or you're seeing cracks or redness, your skin may be asking you to slow down. Think of bathing like watering a plant. Too little, and it dries up. But too much, you drown the roots. Your skin, just like that plant, needs the right balance. Here's what I recommend. Avoid very hot water. Warm is best. Use gentle, fragrance-free cleansers. Moisturize right after bathing to lock in hydration. And if your skin is sensitive or prone to dryness, try bathing every 2 to 3 days instead of daily. Everybody is different, and there's no shame in adjusting routines to better suit your current health. So the next time you feel tempted to hop in the shower just because, pause and ask yourself, is my skin asking for care, or just for a break? In our next video, we'll explore some wonderful alternatives to full-body bathing, options that are quick, effective, and gentle on the skin. Until then, take care, and remember, true cleanliness isn't about how often you bathe. It's about how well you care for the skin you're in. We've talked a lot about how older adults might not need to take full showers every single day. But let's be clear, staying clean is still important. And even if we're bathing less often, there are some parts of the body that really do need daily attention. Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Olson. If you've been following along, you know I specialize in senior health. And today, I want to talk about a simple but crucial shift in how we approach hygiene, especially when full-body bathing isn't practical every day. Let's be honest. As we age, getting into the shower or tub can become physically difficult. Whether it's arthritis, balance issues, or fear of slipping, bathing can feel like a chore, or even a risk. But the good news is, you don't need to step into a shower to feel fresh and stay healthy. Think of this. When you're cooking, you don't clean the entire kitchen every time, right? You clean the spots that got messy, the counter, the stove, the cutting board. Hygiene works the same way. There are 4 key areas that should be cleaned daily, no matter your age: the underarms, the groin area, the feet, and the face. These are places where sweat, bacteria, and natural oils tend to build up. Ignoring them can lead to body odor, rashes, infections, and just plain discomfort. But here's the beauty: you don't need a full shower to clean them. A soft, warm washcloth, or gentle, fragrance-free wipes can do the job wonderfully. Let me tell you about Henry. He's 80 years old and one of my longtime patients. Henry lives with moderate arthritis in his shoulders and knees, which makes full showers exhausting. But every morning, without fail, he heats up a little water, dips in a clean washcloth, and gently freshens up these key areas. He says it makes him feel awake, confident, and like himself. He told me, "Doc, I may not shower like I used to, but I still like to feel good in my own skin." And that stuck with me. Henry's routine takes less than 10 minutes. No slippery tub, no bending or stretching, just a daily moment of care and dignity. Now, you might be wondering, is that really enough? The answer is, for many older adults, absolutely yes. In fact, many doctors recommend this kind of focused hygiene when full-body bathing isn't safe or necessary every day. This method also protects the skin from becoming overly dry or irritated. It lets the skin rest while still preventing buildup of sweat, bacteria, and odors in sensitive areas. And one more tip. Make it a ritual you enjoy. Play soft music. Warm the cloth beforehand. Use products that feel soothing, like aloe or chamomile wipes. This isn't just about cleaning, it's about caring for yourself with gentleness. So, here's a question to think about. What if hygiene could feel like a daily act of self-love, not a chore? What if we changed how we define clean, not as a full shower, but as taking care of what truly matters? You deserve to feel good in your skin every day. And sometimes, that begins not with soap and water, but with intention, awareness, and a warm cloth in your hand. In our next video, we'll talk about how caregivers can support seniors with hygiene safely and respectfully, because no one should feel embarrassed about needing help. Until then, take care of yourself. And remember, small daily steps can make a big difference in your health, your comfort, and your confidence. Let's take a moment to talk about something that often goes unspoken, the very real challenges that come with bathing as we age. Now, we've already discussed how older adults don't always need to shower every single day. But what happens when even stepping into the shower becomes difficult? What happens when pain, memory loss, or physical weakness turns something simple into something stressful? Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Olson. Today we're diving into a topic that affects millions of older adults and their caregivers, the impact of medical conditions and mobility challenges on personal hygiene. You see, for many people, bathing is no longer just about cleanliness. It's about safety, comfort, and sometimes dignity. Let me tell you about Barbara. She's 77 years old and has lived with arthritis for over a decade. For her, raising her arms, standing too long, or stepping into a slippery tub was painful, even dangerous. Bath time used to leave her exhausted, frustrated, and frankly, scared. But then something shifted. With the help of her daughter and a physical therapist, Barbara made a few small changes. She started using a shower chair, so she could sit down and rest while bathing. She switched to a handheld sprayer, so she didn't have to move around too much. And she used a non-slip mat to feel steady on her feet. Now, bathing feels manageable again. Not perfect, but possible, and that's a win. But for some, the challenge isn't just physical. Older adults living with dementia may resist bathing altogether. The sights, sounds, and sensations can feel overwhelming or confusing. They may not understand why they need to bathe, or who's helping them do it. So what works best in these cases? Patience, gentleness, and empathy. Sometimes, it's not about the words you use, but the tone, the calm energy you bring, the trust you build. Try this. Approach bath time like a routine, not a confrontation. Keep the environment quiet, warm, and familiar. Give simple instructions. Smile. Offer choices. Would you like to wash your face or your hands first? And if they resist today, that's okay. Try again tomorrow. Consistency over time can make a world of difference. There's another group we need to mention. Seniors dealing with incontinence. Now, this can be a sensitive subject, but it's one that deserves compassion, not shame. When accidents happen, hygiene needs become more frequent. But frequent cleaning can lead to skin irritation or damage if we're not careful. The key? Use gentle cleansers, avoid excessive scrubbing, and follow up with a moisturizing barrier cream to protect the skin. This simple step can prevent rashes, infections, and help maintain dignity and comfort. So if you're an older adult navigating these changes, or a caregiver supporting someone through them, please remember, you're not failing. You're adapting, and adaptation is strength. Bathing doesn't have to look like it used to. It just needs to feel safe, respectful, and manageable. And sometimes, all it takes is the right tools, a bit of creativity, and a whole lot of patience. In our next episode, we'll explore how caregivers and loved ones can turn hygiene into an opportunity for connection, not conflict. Because aging with dignity starts with understanding, and just a little bit of help can go a long way. Let's be honest, when we think about staying clean, many of us picture a hot shower every morning, right? But what if I told you that a full shower isn't the only way to stay fresh, especially as we age? Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Olson, and today we're exploring a topic that can make life easier, safer, and more comfortable for older adults: gentle, effective alternatives to daily showers. Let me start with a quick story. Richard is 81 years old. A few months ago, he had hip surgery, and suddenly, stepping into the shower became a challenge. His daughter, worried about his safety, suggested sponge baths instead of daily showers. At first, he hesitated, like many of us would. "Is that really clean enough?" he asked. But once he gave it a try, Richard realized something surprising. It worked. Using a warm washcloth and mild soap, he could clean the areas that mattered most: his face, underarms, feet, and private areas, all from the safety and comfort of a sturdy chair. He now does full showers just twice a week, and his skin has never been healthier. So here's the truth. You don't need to shower every day to feel clean, or be clean. In fact, daily showers can dry out your skin, especially if you're using hot water and scented soaps. That's why many health professionals now recommend sponge baths or wipe downs for older adults. Let's break down a few options. Sponge baths are a fantastic alternative. All you need is a basin of warm water, a soft cloth, and gentle, fragrance-free soap. It's easy on the skin, reduces the risk of slipping, and saves water too. Perfect for those with limited mobility or sensitive skin. No-rinse body wipes and cleansers are another great tool, especially for caregivers or those recovering from surgery. These products are designed to clean without needing to rinse afterward. Look for ones that are alcohol-free and mild, so they clean without irritation. Dry shampoo is a game-changer for hair care between washes. It's quick, easy, and helps keep your hair looking and feeling fresh without the hassle of a full shampoo routine. The key is to listen to your body. Do you feel clean, comfortable, confident? Then you're probably doing just fine. In fact, studies show that over-cleansing can disrupt the skin's natural barrier, leading to dryness, irritation, or even infection. So scaling back and choosing smarter methods is not just okay, it's often better for your health. And here's the most important part. There's no shame in adjusting your routine. Aging doesn't mean giving up hygiene. It means finding new ways to care for your body with dignity, respect, and kindness. So, if standing in the shower feels harder than it used to, or if you're a caregiver looking for safer options, just know, you have choices. And those choices can still keep you, or your loved one, clean, fresh, and well. In our next video, we'll explore how to build a simple hygiene routine that fits your life, whether you're active, recovering, or somewhere in between. Because caring for yourself is never about doing more, it's about doing what works best for you. Let's take a deep breath together, because today, we've talked about something so basic, yet so deeply personal: how we care for our bodies as we age. And now, as we wrap up, there's one simple truth I'd love for you to carry with you. There is no one-size-fits-all rule when it comes to bathing. Maybe you grew up believing a daily shower was a must, a sign of discipline, or good hygiene. But as life changes, so should our routines. What worked for you at 25 might not serve you at 75, and that's not a failure, that's wisdom. Did you know that overbathing can actually damage your skin, stripping away natural oils, drying out the surface, and even leaving you more prone to irritation and infection? That's why, for many older adults, less really can be more. The real secret to feeling fresh and clean isn't just about how often you step into the shower. It's about paying attention to your body, your comfort, your health. Let's break it down into what truly matters. Keep your clothes clean. A fresh pair of socks, underwear, and a clean shirt can do wonders for how you feel. Wash your hands often, especially after using the bathroom, before eating, or coming in from outside. This is your front line of defense against illness. Gently clean sensitive areas like the face, underarms, genitals, and feet even on days you don't shower. The key here is intention. When you care for your body with respect, not out of habit or guilt, it becomes an act of self-love. And let's not forget, mobility challenges, chronic illness, fatigue, they're all real. There's strength in adapting, in choosing options that are safer, kinder, and more sustainable for your life right now. One of our viewers, Carol, recently wrote in, "I used to feel ashamed for not showering every day after turning 80. But now, I've made peace with my new routine, and my skin's never been healthier." Isn't that powerful? So if you're watching this today wondering, am I doing enough? Let me assure you, the answer isn't found in a checklist. It's found in listening to your body and adjusting with care as life evolves. Because self-care is not a race, it's a journey unique to you. I'd love to hear from you. What are your bathing habits? Do you have any helpful routines or tips you've discovered over the years? Drop a comment below. Your story might inspire someone else today. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're building a space here for honest conversations, practical wellness, and support at every age. So come along with us, there's so much more to explore together. Until next time, take care of yourself, gently, wisely, and with love.